that will be held on January 18th. Representatives, as you had mentioned, of the SSBC, of Durham Whittier, and PMA Associates attended the project scope and budget agreement meeting with the MSBA on Tuesday, January 3rd. And we, as a result of that meeting, there are currently no open items for North Reading, which means that the project will move forward for a vote on January 25th. And the next meeting is tomorrow evening of the SSBC at 6:30 p.m. here in the high school in the modular cafeteria.
And again, just a quick comment, the superintendent mentioned this, but the secondary school building committee has met with various groups in town, including recreation and some of the athletic groups, Little League Baseball, youth basketball. We're trying to work with them to accommodate their needs regarding the athletic facilities. So that's an ongoing process, and certainly we're open to anybody coming to our meetings and discussing these issues with us. Any other questions on the status of the project?
I have one question, and I don't know if Kathy can answer it, or I see Brad's still here. What are the chances, can the MSBA vote to approve this but ask for changes? Or can they either just vote to approve the project or vote to not approve the project?
I'm going to defer to Brad, who's been through this process many times.
They can vote to approve, not approve, and then they can also give a conditional. But most of that would be unusual, because most of the time, all those kind of issues that were, if any, that were out there would have been resolved with the MSBA staff before they even allow it to get to board level.
So we're either going to, 95%, we're going to get either an up or a down vote based on your meetings. Things seem to be going along pretty smoothly with the process.
Yep, it's went very well, I thought.
Yeah, the meeting we had last week, that's really the purpose of it, to see if there were any issues or any differences. And the vote actually, the 25th, is the staff at the MSBA, correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, but the staff at the MSBA essentially making recommendations to the actual board, and the board votes on not only our project, but probably other projects on that same day. So I don't want to say it's a pro forma vote, because it's not, but any issues, as Brad said, would have probably been resolved by now, and certainly would be resolved by the 25th.
Right.
Any other questions, by the way, from anybody in the school project? I mean, again, anytime anybody has a question or a comment, please let us know. Okay. All right, moving on. Bills and payrolls, have we circulated that? We have 3 signatures on everything. We have minutes. We have the minutes from the November 7, 2011 executive session. We ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion from Mel. Do we have a second on the November 2nd? Second, anybody second?
It has to either be you or Michael, because Cliff and Karen weren't here.
Second.
Okay, we have a second by Mike. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes from November 7th executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries by a vote of 3-0 with 2 abstentions. Okay, we have open session minutes from December 5th, 2011. We have a motion.
Move to accept. I didn't find any errors within the minutes.
Okay, we have a motion by Mel and a second by Karen. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries by, I'm sorry. No, I'm going to abstain from that, actually.
Okay, that's right.
I'll abstain from that.
You weren't
So the
there.
motion carries by a vote of 4-0 with 1 abstention.
Right.
December 5th executive session. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the executive session minutes.
Motion by Karen,
Second.
second by Mel. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries by a vote of 5-0.
No.
I was actually there
He
for
was
that.
there.
meeting.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
there,
good.
okay.
I showed up, not very safe.
Sorry.
I showed up. December 19th, open session meeting. Do we have a motion to approve?
All right, I actually found a mistake. Under C1, the MSBA SSBC update, letter D, and the first line, it says the project scope instead of the project scope.
Okay, we're going to amend.
So
Give that man a gold star.
I think I was a really good English student. What can I say?
This is kind of tradition since Mr. Jeremy.
Right,
We
I've
have to
taken
have
over
somebody
for, right,
to
that
really
reads
scrutinize
every
the
word.
minutes. Yeah. Okay, with that correction, do we have a motion to approve the December 19th,
I will-
2011 open session minutes?
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Mel.
Second.
Second by Karen. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None.
I read it in order.
Mike, one abstention. Mike, no abstain, so we have a vote of 4-0 with
Mike
one
abstained.
abstention. You get that, one abstention on that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, moving right along, we do have a budget update tonight from the Director of Finance and Operations, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, we've hit this report represents the fact that we've hit the halfway point in the fiscal year, and we're in the home stretch. And this is the time of year where we take stock of where we are in the budget. We are confident in our knowledge of what the personnel situation is like, because we don't expect any new hires. Of course, that represents a great portion of our budget. So we're able to project forward what our costs will be from now through June 30. So it is that other section of the budget, that 20%, the expense portion, that we begin to scrutinize very carefully. It's no secret that we're facing a difficult year next year, so we're beginning to look at that expense segment of the budget in such a fashion as to see if we can potentially hold off on some purchases so as to provide us a little bit more cushion next year, FY13. That's not so easy because this budget already was rather spare, but that's what we're starting to think about. There are no concerns in front of us at this point. We've had a mild winter, and that's a major unknown for us during these winter months. So other than comments I've made in previous months, there are no new bits of news here other than the fact that we're comfortably moving ahead and looking at things a little more closely as we go through the end of the year.
Thank you. Any questions from Kyle? Anybody? No? Kyle, thank you very much. We have subcommittee meetings scheduled. The Athletics Subcommittee will be meeting on January 17th at 12:30 p.m. Policy Subcommittee will be meeting January 18th at 5 o'clock. And the Evaluation Subcommittee has not yet set a date for their next meeting. Kathy, administrative report?
Yes, I'd just like to make mention that, again, the Governor Deval Patrick, will be holding Project 351 on January 14th, 2012. And it's a day of community service in the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. And it is the youth ambassadors represent our middle schools. So I'm pleased to announce that the North Reading Middle School 2012 ambassador is Benjamin Kelleher. And he will be representing North Reading Middle School on this day. So I just wanted to give him some recognition.
Would you like to comment on any of the correspondence?
On correspondence, I would just like to indicate that we have made contact with the Department of Public Health regarding the concussion policy. I'd like to move to the review of mid-cycle progress reports. Last year, our Director of Pupil Personnel Services, Patricia Bullard, who was here this evening, presented an outcome of the mid-cycle review process that takes place within the coordinated program review that takes place every 6 years. And so I'm happy to say that we only had one area of a corrective action to be taken, and that has all been cleared up. So we're all set until 2014-15.
Thank you.
And finally, that is it.
Future business. We have a meeting scheduled for Monday, January 23rd at 7 o'clock. That's a regular meeting. Also February 23rd, 7 p.m. and Monday, February 27th. And I want to remind everybody about January 18th. Presentation at North Reading High School in the auditorium at 7 p.m. It'll be a more detailed, more informed presentation for the secondary school building project. So again, encourage anybody that wants to come out and see the project, ask questions or offer comments to come out on the 18th.
Just
Yes.
add, please attend, please tell your friends to attend, please tell your enemies to attend, please tell anyone to attend. We have made, I think, a tremendous effort, both the school committee, Janine, and the SSBC. Janine has probably met with, I don't know how many groups. And
She's dedicated her life.
she's been standing
to
at the
this
library.
project.
I saw her standing at the corner by Dunkin' Donuts in the no, I never saw her standing there, but she's been
People have been dropping quarters in her coffee cup.
She's been everywhere in town. We have made, I think, as much of an effort as we could. It's been the first forum's been broadcast on the cable station. We've been in the patch. We've been in the transcript. But please come, because the last thing we want to hear when we go to vote in March is we didn't get the information.
Because you disagree with the project, fine, but don't tell us you didn't get the information, we're going to have to kill you. All right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's as simple as
But
that.
anybody, I'd love to see the auditorium full, because we want to answer every question we can. And even if you're against the project, come and tell us why, or ask questions that maybe will make you think twice about voting against the project. But it's a project that we need. I know it's not cheap, but it's really something that if we don't do it this time, I don't know where it's going to leave us. I really don't. And I don't know if anybody else wants to address that. But
Anybody else? Okay. If there's nothing else from the committee, we can ask for a motion to adjourn. We have a motion from Karen. We have a second from Cliff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carried by a vote of 5 to 0.
right.